Hello, good morning everyone. On this chart we are looking the HMA crossover setup. This is a setup that we have defined a few days ago. It is very easy if you saw the previous videos to use. We use two HMAs. Two fast HMAs with a slightly difference in the period. One is an HMA 34 and the other is an HMA 36. When they cross one each other, we have a signal. Instead of taking all the signals, we filter those signals that happen in the same direction of a trend, and we define the trend using this black line. When the HMAs are over the black line, we take longs. This black line is the midline of a Donchian channel. I am using a Donchian of 50 bars. So if we add a Donchian with the mean line, then now we can see that the black line is the middle of the Donchian. The Donchian has two lines. The lower line is the lower low of the last number of bars, and the upper is the higher high of the last number of bars. And the black line is the average between both lines. Let's make a review of today's trades. We had two trades today. We have a down short, but it was filtered because the red lines, the HMAs, are over the black line. Then we have a crossover to the upside with a small profit. My trailing stop was stopped out just to the tick. I am using a 12 ticks trailing stop, and it was just touched. Then we had a down cross, a short signal but filtered, and finally the last long crossover to the upside over the black line, which just finished a few minutes ago. If you watch yesterday, it was a more active day. From start of the session to end of the session, we can see that we have two well-defined trend definitions. We started with the downtrend with the red line below the black line. So we are only taking shorts on the red arrows. And then almost at the end of the day, the red line stays over the black line, so we have a long trend. Then we only take the blue arrows, the crossover to the upside. Some systems, some setups have the trouble that when the trend changes, we may take one or two losers. But on this setup, the trend change is very well filtered. For example, this short is not taken because it happens over the black line. The pullback was too big. Then we have a short. This short was taken, not taking the long, but taking this last short. This last long was avoided, but it was a winner. And then we also took the short, but finally took the last long over the black line. So In fact, we are missing two trades. Instead of adding losers on the trend change, we are avoiding trades when the trend is just to change. To have a better idea how we can trade these signals, we can make a market replay with yesterday's data. Okay, we are now on market replay. Let's see how we can trade these signals using Marker Plus. On Marker Plus, we want to buy on blue arrows and sell on red arrows, but not all the arrows, because we want to use a filter, and for that we trade longs only when HMA to median variable is positive. This variable is the distance between the HMA and the black line. We use the crossover indicator to take the distance between the HMA 34 and the Donchian, and the result of that difference is the variable HMA to median. We can see the result at the bottom on this red line. Let's go to start of the about 4 AM. So now we are starting April 7. The setup has just changed the trend. Now the red lines are below the black line, so we are only taking shorts. We can see the result at the bottom on the green line that changed to red, because now it is negative. The next signal is going to be a crossover to the upside, which is going to be ignored because we are taking only shorts. We can see the state of the filter at the upper right corner. We have a long crossover, ignored. Now we are waiting for a short. We have shorts enabled. This line is the distance
order filled
between the HMA and the Donchian. And we have a short with a target 1. And the trailing stop was taken, so only a small profit on the first trade. We have another long signal filtered. Now we are waiting for a crossover to the downside. While this line is red, that means it is negative, then we are only looking for shorts. Looking at this line, we can see from where we are on short mode. The other histogram shows the distance between the two HMAs. When we have a cross, this is an upside cross, so this is a long signal, a blue arrow. If this crossover happens below the median, then we have a short. But the crossover just happened over the black line, we can see the color of the line at the bottom. It was green. The line just was green a few bars to avoid that short. But now we have another short. It was taken with a small target. A long signal, but below the black line, so it was avoided. This short happened over the black line, so it was avoided too. On this example, the pullback was too big. This long was avoided.
Order filled.
And now we are taking this short. I am using an ATM with two contracts.
Order filled.
Contract 1 with a small target to cover the second contract.
Target filled.
Most of the trades we can see that are only target 1, but the idea is to catch a big move, so we can use the trailing stop on the second position. That buy signal was filtered, and now we are changing the trend direction. The HMAs are over the black line. That short was
Order
also
filled.
filtered, but now we have a long
Target filled.
just over the black line with a very nice trade where the trailing stop worked very nice. And we are at the end of my time window. We saw on the previous chart that there was another long trade at the end of the day, but I am not taking this trade because it is outside of my time window. For more details about how to create this setup using markers, please watch the next video. I will post the link when it is ready. But if you want to try this setup manually, it is very simple. Just using two HMAs, very fast. I suggest using a very fast HMA with a very similar period one each other, and only taking the signals when they happen over the median line for a long or below the median line for a short. You can adjust the parameters. You only need 3 parameters: the period of the two HMAs and the length of the Donchian channel. Thank you everyone, and see you. Bye bye.